Number one's Jeremy Pruitt.
Mm-hmm.
You ask, is it realistic? Is that Tennessee stuff behind him? And I think there's several levels to this. But number one is, yes, you can hire Jeremy Pruitt. He is hireable. There is no SEC rule. There's no NCAA rule. There is nothing that prevents Alabama from hiring Jeremy Pruitt. But, I used to be a lawyer before I was full-time writing for Bama Insider. And I would have this conversation with my clients all the time, Kyle. And that's I would be asked often, can I do this? And I would explain to a lot of people, yes, you can. You can. I'm not telling you you cannot do this, but let's talk about whether you should do this. And that's, I think, the situation with Jeremy. I think Alabama can hire Pruitt, and it might be the right thing to do or the smart thing to do. They just know going in that down the road, there could be ramifications. And what are those ramifications? Are you looking at a suspension? Are you looking at the fact he may be barred from recruiting? Or are you going to live with whatever the consequences are when you don't know what they will be? So what I think Alabama has to do is a ton of work on the front end. What are the ramifications here of hiring Jeremy Pruitt? What are we looking at in the event there are sanctions against Tennessee and sanctions against Jeremy Pruitt? We don't know that. That might not happen till this spring, might not happen till this summer. And we all know how the NCAA moves, might not happen to the end of this year. So there are some unknowns there that no doubt will make Nick Saban and Alabama a little nervous. But can they hire Jeremy Pruitt? Will they hire him knowing that ramifications are on the way, sanctions are on the way, most likely? I do think it's a very real possibility, but it has to give you pause.
Is Jeremy Pruitt, would you say, the best fit? Look at it from two different angles, yes and no, obviously, but do you feel that Jeremy Pruitt would be a good fit to come back home to Bama?
Yeah, with Pruitt, he's definitely a guy that understands and knows what it kind of takes to play at a championship level, practice at a championship level, go through the off season at a championship level. And I think that's something that, probably has been missing. Not probably, but it's been missing. You want those guys that are going to be, straight up business, that are going to be, they're going to be for your friends, but they're going to be just straight up, always on top of you, especially at practice, and making sure that you are developing into the best player and being put into the best position. And Pruitt's certainly one of those guys that understands all that and has been, he knows exactly what Nick Saban wants, and, has been incredibly successful throughout the last several years. So he's certainly somebody that I could see coming in. Now, putting everything aside, all the stuff at Tennessee, everybody, concerned about that. Yeah, that's definitely somebody, if all that stuff's put away, definitely somebody that would fit right into what Coach Saban, what these players need. And so, yeah, that would definitely be a home run for Alabama. But, you also have to factor in, kind of everything else and kind of what's happened. And will he, is there nothing else to worry about moving forward? Because you don't want to hire a coach that, all of a sudden, he can't coach, or he can't go out on the road and recruit, for a year or however long it may be. But he's certainly a guy that, we've heard about for a long time, behind the scenes as a, and it may come more so from his side than anything else. He might want to be back in Tuscaloosa as much as possible, and hopefully willing that to. He might be hopefully willing that to happen. But the only person that's going to make the decision is going to be Nick Saban.
Hey, what's good, fam? It's Kyle Henderson. Thank you very much for watching this video. Check out our other related content right here on Bama Insider. Be sure and like and subscribe, inching closer to 100,000 subscribers right here on Bama Insider.